right? Deion Sanders and Jackson
All
State
right.
in prime time.
Prime time. I should have. If I knew we were hitting prime time, I would have won my prime
So,
time
what are your
shirt or
thoughts?
whatever and everything
Let's
like
get into
that.
it. What are your thoughts
Deion
about Deion
Sanders.
Sanders leaving?
Well, here it is. Do
He
we
hasn't
know if
announced it.
Deion
He
is
said
leaving for a
Saturday he
fact?
will make an announcement.
I think
Correct.
he hasn't announced it. He said he would tell his recruits and
By
everything a
Saturday.
decision will be made by Saturday. Here's my thing with Deion. I do not believe Deion should take the jobs or the opportunities
Okay.
that are in front of him right now. Okay? The opportunities that he has right now is with
Mm-hmm.
who? Colorado. They were 1-11. USF. I
Mm-hmm.
think they were almost 1-11 too. We could check my facts. And then I believe this other one is Cincinnati. You're telling me of all the power conferences that are out there that these three schools are the best that
Mm-hmm.
Deion Sanders can do? When he's gone to an HBCU, which we know that, HBCUs are known for, what they're known for, historical black colleges, okay? They're known for that. But they don't put
Facts.
superstars in
Facts.
the NFL. They don't do that. They don't do that. But you take a superstar like Deion and you make him the head coach. Now that's bringing a lot more notoriety to
Correct. Correct.
the HBCUs, right? So for him to do that, and he's been there for about 2.5 years on things. So he's done put them
That's
up on the
facts.
map.
That's
That's
facts.
and that's a great thing now, right? Now we should be getting more students, athletes from HBCUs to be invited to the draft. That wouldn't have
Facts.
happened without Deion, right? It wouldn't have happened because he's the one who's leading that cause. Now, I come back to this whole point of saying that I don't believe Deion should leave Jackson State, which is playing for a championship. HBCU. It's the was it
That's what it
SWAC
is.
championship? Is that's what it is? That's what it is. He's playing for that championship this weekend. They're 11-0. I don't believe he should take the work that he's done and then just skate off
Okay.
to one of these three jobs right here. I believe that his talent and his name and notoriety should be utilized in something more
Okay.
or at a better
Okay.
program.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
What are your
Well,
thoughts?
for me, I think Dion's job well done, but job not done. And the reason I say that is because when Dion went to an HBCU, Jackson State, it was all this big show. Dion pulling up, going to revolutionize and change the way HBCUs are viewed um, in football. Right? He was going to generate more college recruits. More recruits will come out of these HBCUs, Jackson State, and than ever before. And it was this whole revolutionary thing that was going. Well, realistically, what I see has happened is he used it. To me, honest answer, it was the greatest scheme ever. To me, that's all it was. It was the greatest show on earth. It was the greatest primetime scheme ever. He
Please,
used
please
he
elaborate.
used
How
Jackson State as a
how did
stepping
he?
stone to the larger university. But to his credit, every
Whoa,
but
why
because
is
of
that a
the
scheme?
image he put out of what he was going to do. Well, since he's come there, how many recruits have you seen go to the NFL out of Jackson State? None yet, right? I don't think so. But that's what he preached
None
coming
yet.
in. So you're
No, I
leaving
don't think
before
so.
the job is done. When he leaves Jackson State, he's taken the whole reason people are going and sororities are dancing outside and fraternities are dancing outside of Jackson State, alumni there is because of the Dion effect. When Dion leaves, who fills that void? That's not Dion's fault, but that's the reality of what it is. He promised
No,
a lot of things and he's delivered more revenue and all that stuff. But as a whole in the SWAC, he has not done it. In the HBCU systems, the void is still there. So when Dion leaves, it's going to be that draining effect of everything that he brought will go with him and be gone to one of these larger schools, a Power Five, or the school in Florida or Cincinnati, right? That's what will happen. So great job, Dion. Job well done. Job's not done because there's still a ton of work to be done. But again, I don't knock Deion because Deion did what every college coach has done and every high school coach has done. But the thing is,
Exactly. That's some
don't do
facts.
as they do, be different.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Just because they did it, you have
No,
to
I
be
don't get what
different.
you're saying.
You
No,
have to be
I
different.
disagree.
Okay, why do you
I
disagree? I'm
wholeheartedly
looking forward to
disagree
hearing this.
with huh, because everyone does this. Okay, I'm of the mind of saying, hey, get in when you can get in, hit the cold while
Okay.
it's hot, and get the moving. Okay, Deion came in, he
Did he?
made HBCUs relevant. Okay, that's what he wants.
Well, we're talking
We're
about
talking about them
Jackson
now, right?
State. That's only
HBCUs
because
on
of the
ESPN
Deion
now,
effect. When
but they're
Deion
talking about
leaves,
it.
those will go with Deion.
It is.
So what has he
They will,
left?
but it's we shouldn't put the pressure. You shouldn't put the pressure to carry an entire
Well, if you get
system
on
on
the
just one
mantle,
man. Okay,
okay,
he opened our eyes. He opened our eyes in order to see
okay.
what was happening and lack thereof. So now that he's opened our eyes, we can see that hey, you know what? These HBC players, they can play football just as well as these Power Five students. So he's opened up our eyes to see that there's more options out there than
Okay.
those who are just in the Power Five conferences. So he's doing that. If this man now wants to take his talent to coach somewhere else, I'm not against that because the other coaches are allowed to do that. How many coaches do we see sign with a college one year, they
Okay.
off to another college the next year? Deion has brought in a whole system and allowed 2.5 years to sit up here and build a program up to now they're playing for a
So
championship in 2.5 years.
let's go ahead and
Granted,
back
it's
up on that because you
HBCU.
made an interesting
All
point.
right,
Deion, you
let's
said it.
back up.
Deion brought that to the school, a school. When you put yourself on a pedestal, you said it's not Deion. You didn't say it, but I kind of felt you were saying it's not Deion's responsibility to carry that torch. Well, you don't put yourself. On the
It's
mantle of
not.
king, saying I am SWAC. I am SWAC. When all of a sudden I am SWAC until Colorado calls, until Cincinnati calls, until the school in Florida calls, then it's no longer I am SWAC. It's I am looking at my options. So that's the difference.
And he
There's
should
nothing
always
wrong
be
with
looking
that.
for his options. That's my point. You should always wait and look for a better option right there. Okay, he can say and because he's bringing the bravado of what Deion is primetime. I'm not against him taking his opportunity that he's gotten. Remember, he had no head coaching experience. He takes this job at Jackson State, and the three, like I said, we won't count the COVID year and everything like that. But
Last year they
his
went
record
11 and 2.
speaks
They
for
went 11
itself
and 0.
that this
Right?
man
I
can
get it.
coach.
I get it.
They
But it
never know.
wasn't
So he
about the
knows what he's
coaching,
doing.
right?
Allow Deion to take.
Well, was it?
It is
I could
about
have
the
swore
coaching.
when he
It's
came,
about
it
the
wasn't
man,
just
right?
about it was about the students, right? We're turning it into
It's always when you're a college coach, you're always going to
so
say it's
you
about the
agree. It
students. It's
was the
about the
greatest
program.
swindle ever,
All
right?
right, but the coach himself, I don't disagree. I disagree heartily because I feel like everyone should be able to sit up here and make a decision that's going to be better
I
for them in
don't
the
doubt
future.
that.
And I feel like Deion did that, and he opened our eyes to be able to see
Okay.
what HBCUs have to offer. And if there's an opportunity for him to go, I think he should go. Now, I'm gonna revert back for a little bit and just say, I think all three of these jobs that he's interviewing for are trash jobs. Why I would not leave an HBCU that is 11-0. You're playing for a championship to go play for Colorado. I got nothing against Colorado. Probably a beautiful state, probably a beautiful team, but they were 1-11. Deion is
Well,
prime
Colorado
time,
is in.
baby. He's prime time. Do you
Here's the
expect to
thing.
see him in
Here's the thing.
Colorado? Colorado?
Right? Colorado will offer him more money than Jackson State ever would. Deion is prime time, and Deion is about dollars. Okay, he will leave for Colorado. He will
And
leave for
that's my point.
Cincinnati.
He is about dollars, but
Why not?
I don't think he should leave for those. I think he should wait for a bigger opportunity to come up instead of Colorado, Cincinnati, and South Florida. Because if those are the three schools that are offering you maybe what
Probably,
$5 million a year this year, and we're throwing the numbers out. Don't nobody has to quote us on anything. But if they offer you $4 or $5 million a year. What can next year offer you if Miami, Florida State, his alumni is looking for a coach? How much money would they be willing to offer? So would you want to see Deion hop ship and jump all over from team to team, or would you like for him to stay another year and then wait for the right opportunity?
I agree
That's
with you.
where
Like
I'm at with
Deion
Deion.
should always, like an individual always has to look at what's for the best interest of themselves, right? But sometimes you have to be selfless. When you put yourself again on a pedestal, right? And you have these kids pumping, pumped up. Yeah, Jackson State alumni pumped up. HBCU, Jackson State. You the head cheerleader. You are the parade. You're the parade king. But
That's
it's
what
not the
coaches do,
same
right?
thing.
That's what
See,
coaches
you're
do.
equating Deion. Nah,
I
you're
think we're
hitting the
moving the
same. You're
goalposts.
saying Deion is the average coach, and HBCU is just another college, right? It's not. It's what it means to go to an HBCU and what it meant to all those people, and to see their stuff actually start getting on a platform. When you see the water drain out of the lake, which is Jackson State, when Deion was gone, you'll see HBCUs fall right back to where they were, and then people will be like, "Damn, job was not done." But it'll be good for Deion.
The job was not done, but he can't. But he can't. He cannot finish the job unless he stays at the
So stay.
HBCU and he builds it all up. But this should not just be on Deion to do this. There should be other players that went to HBCUs, other alumni that should be pushing for this. Now that you have a head figure in Deion.
Well, there's not that
how
many
of you have
alumni
gotten
that
behind
has.
him?
There's
Okay?
not that many
Maybe he's
alumni
too
that
flashy.
come out of HBCUs that are on Deion's level. You may have Michael Strahan and a few others that maybe go back to their alma mater or something like that. Maybe, but the point is there weren't that many people who were on Deion's level who can come back to an HBCU. Now you have other Hall of Famers, maybe Emmitt Smith or all that stuff that could do it, but they may not. They didn't start, right? They didn't ignite the fire, right? And so, but I will say this. Deion has a right to do whatever Deion wants to do. He wants to go Deion, make your money, bro. I never count anybody's pockets and never will count his because his pockets are too fat. Way too fat.
It's possible
I will just say, job well done, Deion. Job is not done. So I hope he stays, but if he goes, more power to him, more speed. It is what it is.
I hope he stays, but I hope he stays until he gets a better offer.
He said, so you ain't feeling Colorado, man? So you're not feeling Florida?
I ain't feeling Colorado.
Colorado's trash.
Did you watch Colorado?
Well, South Florida. Now, there are some connects in South Florida because he played. He has a lot of connects in Florida. He can build that to a powerhouse because a lot of the most.
Yeah, but it's still not where I would want to see.
Primetime go? He ain't gonna get Florida
South
State.
Florida? I mean, listen, their head coach currently is 9-3. He may not get it this year, but let's see what he does next year. Florida State is, where we want to see Primetime.
He'll never get Florida State.
It's his alumni. That's what we want. All right, but we'll see what's going on. We'll see what happens. I'm just going to say, I don't want him to leave to go to one of those schools. I think he should wait for a better offer. But putting all the ownership for all HBCUs on Primetime shouldn't be something he has to hold. It should be. He should take the mantle, which he's had, and he should be able to hand it off to somebody else.
Okay.
To pick up after him.
Okay, all right. That's what it is. We're going to definitely continue this one day and have this conversation further. We'll see what happens on Saturday.
We'll see what happens on Saturday. All right. Don't let me down, Prime.